When you leave a job, you have to think about what you'll do with work-associated retirement accounts, such as a 401k. Here to help us out, we've got Yahoo Finance contributor and Maconomics founder, Ross Mack. Ross, great to see you here on this Friday. So what do you do with old 401ks?
Brad, how you doing, man? Happy Friday.
Same.
I think a lot of people are stressed when it comes to their 401ks, right? Whether one, they don't actually know what they're invested in, right? Is it a target date fund? Is it money market? Or they just don't know in general. But then now, what do you actually do when you leave? And so one, there are four options, right? One, you can leave it there. It's not what I truly recommend, right? You could just leave it at your old employer. Two, you could actually roll it to your new employer. Three, you could roll it over to an IRA. And then four, you can cash it out.
So what's your preference from those options?
Well, when it's all said and done, right, the first and the last one are the two that I would definitely, not want you to do, right? And when you think about it, right, the average person is probably just going to leave it there because they're not thinking about rolling over. When you're leaving it there, understand this, you're no longer invested into that. So you're no longer able to benefit from the compounded annual returns, right? And then two, you want to actually say, I want to find a better way to make my retirement planning a lot more concise and a lot more easy. And how do you actually do that? Well, one, by rolling it over. So I always recommend rolling it over. I think you could obviously try to see if you could roll it over to your 401k. But the next thing is roll it over to an IRA, because now by leaving it at your old employer, you're no longer able to make contributions. So you're not able to get those compounded returns. But another thing to think about is if you do roll it over now, especially to an IRA, for instance, you're able to invest and have cheaper fees. You're also able to take advantage of many just overall lower fees and a lot. And I love IRAs for the simple fact that you have a breadth of more investments. Now you're able to invest in single name stocks, different ETFs, right? If you leave it over at your old employer, you're probably only going to have a list of about 15 mutual funds, which on average are going to have higher fees than a lot of the other individual investments that you can make with a rollover IRA.
And just lastly here, Ross, how easy, if you do leave it with an old employer, how easy is it to reassume that 401k and try to roll it over or combine it with your new earnings at the new gig?
It's fairly easy, right? What actually happens, right, when it's a qualified rollover, what you're going to do is just open up another retirement account. For instance, so let's just assume we're doing an IRA, right? So it's an individual retirement account. You yourself are opening that up. Well, what actually happens is that you're going to contact your old 401k provider, and they themselves would actually write a check to your new IRA provider. And so it's very easy, where they're literally just going to send a check to them, and there you have it. It will get deposited to your account, and now you're able to start making your investments for your long term. Going to have cheaper fees, and I would obviously recommend having another diversified portfolio.